So, fellas, Jack Hughes on potentially playing with his brother Quinn. This came from Pierre LeBrun, The Athletic. Honestly, I'm not afraid to say it. Yeah, I would love for Quinn to eventually, I'd love to play with him. And whether that's in New Jersey or at what time that takes, at some point, I want to play with Quinn. But yeah, that's the question going around. They talk all day about it up in Vancouver, you know. But yeah, I'd love to play with Quinn at some point. He, of course, already plays with Luke. I'm a fan of the Bee Gees. They wanted to be together. No problem with these three wanting to be together. Dano, you see them up close. What would that be like?
Well, look, I'm going to say nothing to see here, but everybody wants to dissect every word.
Of course.
I'm so happy.
He is. Hughes brothers project to the hockey world. Look, they're close-knit. I would think any brothers in the National Hockey League or any sport, or all three of them, would love nothing better than to play together at some point in their careers. It would be special for them. So for me, I take it at face value, whether it's in New Jersey, yeah, covering them closely, I'd love that. But everybody wants to go in all different directions, and that's why we make it fun and conversational. But I respect it. I mean, brothers would certainly want to play together, I would think, at one point in their careers, if that's at all possible.
I would assume that the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Hughes, would like that to happen sometime.
So they only have to root for one team.
It would simplify things quite a bit.
Travel's
in terms
better.
of travel, yes.
The agenda calendar, everything's nicer in that regard. And I played a number of years with Mark Stahl, and I know for a fact what he saw down in Carolina with his two brothers playing together, and then he was thrilled at the prospect when Eric actually ended up coming up to New York to play with him. You know, when you're close to your brothers and you grow up competing, obviously, it's a no-brainer. It's not really news for him to say that, I think, and he was really trying to tiptoe around saying anything that would cause a fire. Because
he said, I like the first part. I'd love Quinn too. So I'm hoping.
And then the pause. Right.
Yeah, Jersey.
You know where 86 was going.
Said that. Who knows?
You know it.
We all know loyal to their teams. But, you know, blood's thicker than water, and I wouldn't doubt it. It doesn't really, it's not a news-breaking, crazy story for brothers that get along, train together all summer to want to play together and try to win a Stanley Cup together.
I've been to the Devil's Barn, and among the wallpaper up top, Scott Niedermayer's name, right by yours. I think about him going to Anaheim, wanting to win a cup with his brother. That was an amazing human interest story, and everybody was on board back in 2007. It's much the same here.
Yeah, I was devastated, obviously, because wanted to see Scott finish his illustrious career as a New Jersey Devil. What a player, and I have the utmost respect for him, maybe my favorite guy ever, and I got to play with him as a D partner for a long time, and he prolonged my career for 5 years because all I had to do was get him the puck. I know he'd skated out of harm's way, but he wanted to play with his brother. It meant so much to him. He took less money from Anaheim than the Devils had actually offered him, if people remember, to go play with him. And they won a cup there because he's a winner, and he knows how to do those kinds of things. But you had to respect it at the end of the day.
Boiler, I liked when Jack Hughes made reference to the fact that they talk about it all day up in Vancouver. You played in Toronto. You know the passion in a Canadian market. His brother wears the C for Vancouver. That's an added layer to this.
He's not doing his brother any favors in terms of what he's going to be asked when training camp opens up. And that's the reality of it. It's more than just a game to a lot of fans, not just in Canada, but especially in Canada. This is where core memories are built, watching your favorite team play in the living room with your family. It means a lot to Canadian people and people who are passionate about hockey. So I understand that there's interest around it, and that's what sells tickets. That's what gets you your salary as a player. You have to understand that as well. But saying that, and then now Quinn has to go and answer these questions, I think is a funny, funny little brother move.
And it's what we're here for. Yeah. This kind of news is why NHL Network exists.